got some guys more reps during the bye week. Who did that benefit the most?
Well, I think everybody, again, even these guys that have been playing, these seniors still need to get reps. And it's just kind of going back to the basics, blocking, tackling, just fundamentals on special teams, just going back to those simple things that we sometimes overlook as the season goes on because of scheme. Young guys got more work. We always, in a bye week, we always use that time to get those red shirt guys more reps because you never know. It's only 2 games into it, and we always use McNichols as an example. After 5 games, all of a sudden, he was put into action and had to go play against Nevada and played well. So we're trying to keep these young guys as sharp as we can because there's a couple injuries away from one guy having to go out there and almost be a starter in certain situations, and you don't want to waste a guy. At the same time, you want to make sure they're prepared. So we spent more time with the young guys, with the veteran guys, getting those guys staying in shape, getting those guys sharpened up a little bit, and really trying to maximize that extra time. But the young guys did get towards the end of the bye week, got quite a few reps and a lot of work, and it was good to get those guys on tape.
Sam coming.
Watching videos over there?
No, I was looking up the Utah State game from last year, and the automatic play video started.
All right. I got the Utah State game on the computer. We go watch it.
Sam coming, playing close to home in this game, and he's obviously been off to a great start this year. What's maybe impressed you the most about what he's been able to do so far this year?
Yeah, Sam's a guy. So Sam spent his bye weekend at the I think it was a student fair or something like that. I'm probably botching that, but where he got together with some other entrepreneurs. They came up with some idea how to start a company and a business, and it was a 3-day deal, and so on and so forth. And he kind of told me about the idea. So that's Sam McCaskill. Sam is a guy that you want to have in this building. You want to be around. He happens to play football, but this would be a guy you'd want here in any capacity, just being around the guys. So certainly for him, he's excited. Coming from Oregon, get the chance to play Oregon State, Oregon. Any of those schools in your hometown, you have family there. He probably has friends that go to Oregon State, and certainly grew up watching those teams probably more than anybody else, or hearing about them at least because they're always in the paper there. And he's done really well as a player. He continues to be a leader on this team. He's one of our captains, and certainly a guy that I think has a direction and a focus, and that these other guys on our football team need to pay attention to. That's really what you hope as you develop as a young player. You become a lot like a Sam McCaskill, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's doing things right. He's taking care of business, and I think that's why you come to college to try to figure that out. And certainly he's a guy that's doing it right now, and he's playing football and playing well.
Kind of a funny question or whatnot, but around college football this weekend, probably saw I think 3 guys drop the ball before the goal line, and it's happened a number of times it seems throughout the season. And I believe Sonny Dykes over at Cal said that he's making all his players hand the ball to the ref. Is that something you addressed at all or anything like that?
Yeah, we've said the same thing. We've talked about this. I bet every year I've been a coach, through Hawk, through Pete, and so on, because it always happens. For whatever reason this year, there's some really stupid things that these guys, I don't know why you don't want to have the ball with you when you score anyway. Make sure when you get in the end zone, you have the ball with you and let everybody know if you want to celebrate that way. But yeah, we told them, hey, if you're going to finish to the back line with the ball, hand the ball to the ref in the back of the end zone. Because I just sit there and everybody, when you watch it, you're like, why would you do that? And the one they missed in the Oklahoma game, you saw that one. I caught that after they were already into that next series, and he dropped it. And I'm surprised they missed that.
Might have been the worst one.
Yeah, it's probably one of the worst
Texas
ones
game,
because was that?
They missed one in the Texas game too.
Yeah. Some of those that just for whatever reason, it's kind of crazy how it's coming out. But yes, we've addressed it. We've done it every year. We've addressed it long before this even happened. And it's a shame. I know the coach. Here's the one thing. I'm sure coaches have hit on it And I'm sure they've hit on it when they saw it the first week and from last year. And, you know, guys just do some crazy things in games, but that won't happen. That's not going to happen with us. We'll make sure, one, we're trying to score, but just make sure you do score and get it to the referee in the back of the end zone.
Are there consequences?
What's that?
Are there consequences?
Yeah, you won't score again. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to find out what the consequences are. And certainly, we've actually showed all those clips. You know, we pulled them out, and have a little extra time, you pull out a lot of things that happened in college football over the last 3 weeks of just, you know, why did this happen, or, you know, why did this guy make this mistake? You're just trying to teach your guys, like, don't just throw the ball to the ref, you know, on a kickoff return. You need to kneel it. That's college football. It's not high school football, you know, and why guys do that, don't know. You know, heat of the moment, whatever it is, but you certainly want to show it and let guys learn from it.
Coach, what about Oregon State's offense?
Yeah.
Boise State played against Garrettson.
Yeah.
First time around at Utah State 13, a little bit about him, running back, and what kind of schemes we might see.
Yeah, well, I think we did play against him, and you're going to see multiple, let me say that on the offensive side, you're going to see multiple formations, you're going to see some sweep action, some unbalanced in there as well. So they move you around, they get you thinking, and they have good speed. You know, I mean, defensively, we're going to see something different than we saw last game. And these guys are going to have to line up. Now, I think these are some of the things that they've seen throughout camp, so we could probably go back and recall some of the stuff that our offense was able to do to them. But, you know, Oregon State's different. They got very good speed. They've got some very good skilled players. Their slot, number 6, is a guy that's very dangerous, can make things happen. And certainly, you know, got to be aware where he's at, and to use him in a variety of ways. But you know, for us defensively, I mean, this is just another test, in the variety of all the offenses that we see. So these guys going out there and seeing whatever it is they're trying to line us up in, communicating, and it's just going to be another test for our defense to go out there. Certainly excited about how the defense did play in certain times. We'd like to get ourselves off the field faster when it comes to some of those third down situations. But the turnovers and then, you know, playing decent red zone defense has been good for us, but it's only been 2 games, so this will be a different test that way.
Obviously, the bye week, you mentioned kind of getting healed up a little bit. Do you know if guys like Martirano, Rowe might come back yet, or is that too early to say?
Fully expecting those guys to be back this week, and any other guys banged up. You know, right now our injury list looks a lot better than it was. Those guys were running around last week, or the bye week. They'll be running around this week, and expect to be at full strength. You know, we have nobody right now that's got an injury that's going to keep them out, you know, of the season. So these guys are all getting a chance to get back.
Talk a little bit about the offensive line. 70 passes, I think we've given up 1 sack, 2 sacks. How are those guys doing? Obviously pretty well protecting the passer.
Yeah, the O-line's done well. That's been a point of emphasis. And Brett's done a good job, too. That part of that is the quarterback not standing in there and just taking shots, getting the ball out, finding the quick throws, or just getting the ball out of his hands. So the O-line has done a good job that way. Certainly been decent in the run game. I think we've been okay there. Certainly want to improve and be more consistent running the football. But those guys are playing well. Like that group, like that we have a few guys too, where it's not just 5. You know, we have 6 or 7 guys too that can come in there and play. So we've got a couple of guys that will rotate in there as well if needed. And you know, they're a work in progress. But that unit's been very good in practice, and they continue to keep pushing themselves out there. And you know, you got guys, seniors, you got Travis Averill, Stephen Baggett, Mario. You know, those 3 guys, it's important to them, and they push that group there. And you know, I've been really happy with Mason Hampton. I like where he's at as the center, and what he's doing out there and directing our calls. And you know, that's a big thing, you know, to play center in this offense. He's done a really good job.
With Brett, obviously has such high expectations